My brother refused to take over the family restaurant, so my parents forced me to break up with my fiancé and quit college. My brother Daniel was supposed to take over our family's 3 Chinese restaurants. He'd been groomed for it since he was 8. But last month, he accepted a software engineering job at Google in Seattle and moved away without warning. I was in my 4th year of pre-med at UCLA, planning my wedding to James, my fiancé, who's a pediatric resident. Then my parents called me home for an emergency family meeting. Mom was crying. Dad looked like he'd aged 10 years. We need to tell you something about the restaurants, he said. Turns out when I was 16, they'd transferred all 3 restaurant properties into my name for tax purposes I never knew. They'd always planned for Daniel to manage everything, so it didn't matter. But now, if I didn't take over, they'd have to declare bankruptcy. We'd lose everything, including our house. Your father has cancer, Mom said. Stage 3. The treatment costs are destroying us. Daniel abandoned this family. You're all we have left. I told them I couldn't. I had 2 more years of med school ahead of me. James and I were getting married in 6 months. My whole life was planned. Dad's face went cold. Then James needs to go, he said flatly. He'll take you away after his residency. Some hospital in another state. You'll abandon us just like your brother did. Mom nodded. If you don't break up with him and come home, we're cutting off your tuition, and we'll report James to the medical board. I laughed because it was so insane. Report him for what? Dad slid a folder across the table. Inside was a signed statement from Uncle Wei, Dad's best friend. It claimed James had stolen prescription pads from the hospital and was selling pills. Complete lies. Wei will testify, Dad said. James will never practice medicine again. Is that what you want? I called Daniel that night, begging him to come back to fix this. He was quiet for a long time. Maya, I can't. I'm sorry. He hung up. I couldn't think straight. I started feeling dizzy during classes, forgetting things. My younger sister Lily, who's 14, pulled me aside one day when I came home to grab clothes. They're putting something in your food, she whispered. I saw Mom crushing pills into your tea last week. She said it was to help you think clearly. I checked my tea that night, white powder at the bottom. I confronted them. Mom denied everything, then locked herself in the bathroom. I heard water running. Then a crash. I broke down the door. She was on the floor, pill bottles everywhere, foam at her mouth. Dad called 911, screaming at me the whole time. Look what you've done to her. This is your fault. James came to the house the next day after I texted him everything. He wanted to confront my parents, protect me. I told him not to come, but he didn't listen. He never made it to the door. 3 men in ski masks jumped him in our driveway. They broke 2 of his ribs and left a note in his pocket. Stay away from Maya or next time we'll kill you. The police said it looked like a random robbery, but I knew. 2 days later, our wedding venue called. They were canceling our booking, refunding our deposit. We've received information about a dangerous family situation, the coordinator said. We can't risk our other clients' safety. My parents had called them, told them God knows what. James was in the hospital. My mom was in psychiatric hold. My wedding was canceled, and I still had the restaurant properties in my name. I hired a lawyer to try to transfer everything back to my parents. That's when I found the real documents, property transfers, legal letters. My parents hadn't just put the restaurants in my name for taxes. They'd been planning this for years. Then I found Daniel's medical records in Dad's office, hidden in a folder marked important. Psychiatric evaluation from 3 years ago. Severe anxiety and depression. Suicide ideation. There were emails too. Messages between my parents and Daniel from 6 months before he left. If you don't take this job and leave, my mother had written, we'll force Maya into an arranged marriage with the Wong family's son. She'll never see James again. We'll make sure of it. This is your choice. Daniel hadn't abandoned us. He'd saved me. Our parents had threatened to destroy my life if he didn't sacrifice his own.